I'm Alex Gardez. This is Eitan Levine.
Hi.
This is second episode of Headphones and Hang. Thank you very much for tuning in. So the point of this podcast is that I, an audiophile, introduce my funny friends like Eitan here to truly high-end sound through headphones. Headphones has always been a passion of mine, and I'm really into audio, and so I am happy to be the ambassador of audio to my artistic, funny friends. Tell us a bit about yourself, Eitan.
Well, my passion is the New York Rangers, baby!
Oh, shit!
Woo! No, you know I'm a sports fan, but none of my teams have won a championship since 1994.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like a fun... The Mets, the Rangers, the Knicks, and the Jets. It's hell. It's like all of my teams are the Washington Generals of the leagues that they're in. Do you know the Washington Generals?
No.
They're the team that the Harlem Globetrotters play every game.
All right. Eitan is a suffering sports fan.
She's a suffering sports fan.
So, despite of his melancholy demeanor re-sports, he's actually a very accomplished writer, and he's won a couple of AVN awards, and he's also a very funny comedian. And
you can watch Hamilton, the Hamilton porn that I wrote for Wood Rocket. You can go to Pornhub right now and watch it. It is first and foremost a marital aid. So, snuggle up and watch some porn with a loved one.
That is a very clever title.
Hey, well, it won Best Clever Title at 2019 AVN Awards.
Okay, so Eitan is a AVN award winner.
Two-time AVN winner.
Two-time AVN
Because
winner.
I also won for Best Soundtrack.
Best soundtrack.
I'm the Scorsese of porn.
There you go.
Amazing.
All right, what about your comedy? What about your stand-ups?
I'm going to be at Motor City Comedy Festival next month, New Jersey Comedy Festival. I just found out yesterday I'm in Beast Village, which is Des Moines, Iowa.
All right.
Festival, so I'm going to do some festivals, which I'm really excited for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm pretty
What's
good.
up with you?
Me, we're just producing my shows. I got a show at the bar room.
Do you want to see my headphones?
Yes, please. Okay, guys, let's get to headphones.
Yeah.
Let's look at your skull candies. Okay, so that's what you use.
I use these.
Okay.
They were either $23 or $6. I don't remember which one.
All right.
And, they're your standard beads. They stick in my ear. This thing I can talk into. And aside from that, not much functionality.
Do you like them? They
Yeah.
get through the day?
Yeah, they definitely do. Well, one thing is that they stick in my ear. I'm very active, so I need them to stick in my ear.
Yeah.
I city bike a lot. I walk around a lot. So that's like a big part to it with me. Aside from that, one of the things about having headphones is that I lose my headphones all the time.
Yeah.
So the idea of having more expensive headphones than like a $20 thing or like a $6 thing,
I totally
daunting.
agree with you. And, well, the thing is, the collection I'm about to show you
Yes.
is these you just keep at home because,
Yes.
you need, first of all, they're all open back, except for the Bowers and Wilkins. I'll talk about those. But they're all open back, so they would leak sound, and you would be able to hear outside noises. So everyone would be able to hear what you're listening to, and you'd be able to hear them disapproving of you.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with that Sum 41 I'm playing or that friggin' Fall Out Boy that's eking out the back of my headphones. I listen to Creedence Clearwater and Whitney Houston all day.
That's great.
That's it.
So, as you may remember from my podcast, from the podcast from last week's episode, or last episode, whenever this comes out, same headphones as last time, but if you're just tuning in, if you haven't seen this before, I'm going to show you what Mr. Eitan Levine will be listening to.
Yes.
This is what I'll be introducing Eitan Levine to. We have the... starting off, he's going to listen to the Hi-Fi Man HE400i. These are planar magnetic headphones. I'm going to get into the different drivers that headphones have. And then we have the Focal Clear. These are a dynamic headphone. And got the Chord Mojo here, which Eitan will be sampling. The Chord Mojo is a digital to analog converter and headphone amplifier made in England. Great products. And then finally, one of my favorite headphones of all time, the Big Daddy, one of the most renowned audiophile headphones, the Sennheiser HD800, renowned for their balance and their soundstage and their detail retrieval.
Jeez.
All right, and also we'll be trying the Bowers and Wilkins P7, a nice little portable pair, just to kind of, so you have like a perspective in terms of like how high you're going. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
And these are also a closed back dynamic headphone. So these you could walk around with because, see, closed back, no one can hear, you can't hear them. All of these headphones have open back drivers. These are the Bowers & Wilkins P7. Well, these retail for $3.99, or they're probably cheaper now. There's wireless models out there. I got these back in 2016. I got these back in 2016, so, you know, since then there have been advancements. But, you know, they were a nice pair to have, nice sound, comfy little ear pads. All right, so what would you like to listen to, just to kind of give you an idea of...
What? Do they have, like, everything? Like, what is it?
They have everything, except for Metallica. But they have Tool now.
Okay.
Anyway.
Let's get some Sum 41 going.
Sum 41.
Let me hear, Walking Disaster.
So what's going to happen is this. I'm going to have Eitan listen to this song of the Bowers & Wilkins P7. Then we're going to go to the Hi-Fi Man HE400i. It's a planar magnetic headphone. I'll get it all into it once he's done with this song. So these, like I say, retail for $3.99. Nice headphones, not the most balanced headphones. A little heavy on the bass, but, you know, it'll just kind of... It's a good launching pad for Eitan.
I mean, the thing is that I'm all about that bass.
He's all about that bass.
There is so much more to headphones and just music that I knew.
All right, what are your initial impressions so far?
It's great. It's like a deeper sound. It's a way deeper sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deeper.
It feels like there's a warmth, I guess, if that makes sense.
That does make sense because these are a warm headphone. They're all about that bass, as you said.
Oh, is that what warm equals?
Yeah, warm. Yeah, warm's a little bassier. A little
Oh,
softer
you know
on the
what?
trebles, a little softer on the peaks. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. No, that's it. It's a deeper. I definitely like if you feel it more
All right.
than my skull candies.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So now what I've done is I've plugged these into the JDS Labs headphone amplifier and digital to analog converter.
What just happened?
So this has a more powerful processor to unfold a digital signal, and then so it makes it closer to analog. See, this does the trick, the old laptop, but the processor's only so strong. As you get up there in headphone equipment, you're going to need better equipment to just kind of bring the most out of them and to reduce distortion, which is what this does. So now we're going to listen to the same song, and you tell me how the amplifier changes it.
Okay.
All right?
That's great. Okay. Yeah, you can hear every instrument. I think is like the biggest difference to me.
Yeah.
Like it was more distinct. That warmth was still there, but it was like more electric. If there's like it, I feel like things popped off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first impression I got when I used an amplifier. It seemed just more like...
Yeah, like dynamic. It
Yeah.
really feels like when you had plugged in regular and like on my own headphones that it's like one piece.
Yeah.
Versus this is like there's a clear like bass line, but everything you can hear everything more vivid.
You still got it, Bowers & Wilkins. You still got it.
Yeah, Bowers and Wilkins.
Another English company, a proud English company.
Oi, you still got it, Bowers and Wilkins.
Governor.
Governor.
All right. Now, okay, so now we're going to get into, like, audiophile territory. This is the Hi-Fi Man HE400i planar magnetic headphone. Hi-Fi Man was started by Dr. Fang. It's a Chinese company started by Dr. Fang Bian in 2005 while he was living in New York.
What is he a doctor of?
I guess technology.
Oh.
So there's electrostatic headphones. So electrostatic headphones is basically a headphone that has an electrically charged sheet of metal between two metal plates, a positive and negative, and those act on the electrically charged sheet of metal, creating vibration, which creates a sound wave. These are very sought after headphones by the audiophile community. These are like the best of the best because they have the most clarity, detail retrieval, airflow, all that stuff to just create this beautiful sound.
Am I just never gonna be able to listen to regular headphones ever again? After this?
That's always a risk, but I think you'll be fine. Because listen, I've listened to $18,000 headphones.
Jesus Christ.
I've listened to the Hi-Fi Man Shangri-La at Can Jam.
Is that is by Skull Candy also, or?
I said Hi-Fi Man.
One time, for a while, I was using headphones that were just called Dwayne Reed Jelly.
Dwayne Reed Jelly.
Those were my headphone of choice for a while.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Did they serve you well?
Yeah, they were like $4, and I was in Dwayne. And there's Dwayne Reed everywhere. They're like locusts.
Planar magnetic headphones, which are these, are kind of a hybrid in that they don't have an electrically charged sheet of metal. They have just they have a diaphragm, a metallicized diaphragm. Sometimes it's like the technology can be crazy, like Odyssey, or like some of the higher end Hi-Fi Man headphones, or it could just be like this. So as you can see with the Hi-Fi Man, you have this metallicized, like this diaphragm with metal, like copper metal going through it. All right. And then on the other side, you have the magnet, which acts on the diaphragm, which in turn creates the sound wave, and that's how you get that sweet, sweet sound. Planar magnetic headphones are prized for their lack of distortion and their range. So these, so these are the first audiophile-ish headphones that I got. They retailed at the time for $500. You can find them now for $179. So not out of reach if you want to get into audiophile quality headphones, and if you want to really get into sound, these are a good starter pair. All right. So Mr. Eitan Levine is going to listen to them out of the JDS Labs headphone amplifier and digital to analog converter. Try to remember. So you want to listen to the same song?
Yeah.
All right. So try to remember as much as you can, like, what you could remember in terms of, you said it was characterized by warmth.
Yeah. These are intense headphones.
Yeah.
It's actually, it really is crazy how much different that second one was once you plugged it into that thing. Like, it really does pop.
Yeah, I know, the difference is pretty remarkable. So these require more power than normal. So we're going to have a cord attached to each driver, as you can see.
Yeah.
See, we're stepping up in game. So these have an impedance of 35 ohms at 93 decibels. So 93 decibels to kind of get them to a regular volume at 35 ohms. By the way, when you viewers comment on these, if there's any way you can inform me, because I just listen to them. I'm not like a huge tech nerdy thing. Again, this is just a podcast based on personalities and introduction to, I just like to listen, and I want to introduce the sound to my friends. I'm not that technically savvy, so if anybody in the comments could constructively and as unsnarkly as possible kind of enlighten me on this kind of lingo, do let me know, because while I like headphones, I have ADD. I'm not too into reading technical specs, guys. Seriously, honestly. Okay. So anyway, here goes, man.
Okay.
Eitan Levine. So normally I would just plug it into the laptop because the laptop can.
Which ear goes on?
There you go.
There it is.
But Eitan's already kind of gotten an idea what the laptop can do with the Bowers & Wilkins. So we're just going to plug this straight into the JDS Labs in the interest of time.
Save that soft stuff.
Bam, here we go again. JDS Labs, the Element headphone amplifier. You could actually get it for $300 online from the JDS Labs store. It's a great little machine. Like I said, perfect for introducing you to higher end sound. So again, you can get these bad boys now for $179 online. You can get this for $300, $479. You have amazing sound. If you have the budget for it, then by all means, spring for it. All right, so what do you want to listen to now? Same song?
Yeah, we're doing the same song over and over and over.
And I don't mind that at all because now Eitan gets some perspective.
That's what I wanted to. Louder. Okay. The big thing I noticed this time was the harmonies were popping out more.
Yeah.
Is that did I hear that correctly?
I believe that you did. They're your ears.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I don't know, because sometimes if you're trying to listen for changes and stuff, you may fulfill that.
Well,
it's self-fulfilling versus I actually did.
That's true. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like how. But yeah, we didn't know, right? We didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't tell you what to listen to.
No.
But yeah, the cool thing is that wider instrument separation. There's more air between the instruments, and
yes.
there's more air between the voices.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a great part about the open back design. It's just it's not confined. It's it's openness, and then you get to hear separation and harmony. So, all right.
That's pretty good though. I mean, it was the same thing where I heard a lot of the instruments separately. And there was a bass line, but there was stuff coming off of the bass line.
Yes, it's like a spine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
These are pretty good. These are good headphones.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying these headphones.
I'm telling you, and you could get them for $179 online now.
The Cadillac of headphones.
The Cadillac
can be yours.
of headphones. You could drive them through Boca Raton.
Just get on the Florida 150 and cruise.
Do you have you been to Boca Raton?
No, I was in Hollywood, Florida, which I think is Boca, once or twice.
Is it as Jewy?
I mean, it's all but it really is as advertised. It's if Bernie Sanders came to geographic life.
Oh my God.
That,
Guys,
and then
go see his shows. You're going to get more of that at Eitan's shows.
book me, dang it,
Oh, man.
and come see me.
All right, so now it's up to you, being the guest. Do you want to listen to it out of like my main desktop amplifier, or do you want to switch headphones and just jump up in quality?
What is there going to be a difference in quality between these two things?
Well, actually, okay, fine. Now that you asked, we'll see. So Eitan is, we're going to plug it in now to the Questyle CMA 600i. So this is a headphone amplifier and digital to analog converter made by the Questyle Audio Company in China. Beautiful piece of equipment. It's really, it could drive most headphones except for maybe the Hungrier planar magnetic headphones. It has a balanced input, 2 1/4-inch inputs, plays DSD. Yeah, current mode. Current mode headphone amplifier, and it is a beast of a machine.
There's an optional juicer attachment you can get.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am having too much
Here.
fun.
Good, Eitan, here. It's a solid piece of machinery. Pick it up. Big.
Oh, that is heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy. It
You
doesn't
can
miss
tell it's
around.
professional. It's like a professional. It's a professional machine.
Professional machine. Here goes, dude.
Yeah. Those are the best ones so far, for sure. Honestly, it's interesting. The biggest difference, I think, in quality that I've noticed, and it's not something I ever thought of before, is the more you can tell the different instruments, the better the sound. It's like a difference listening. What was interesting about this last one is that there is like a harmony in the middle, and every time that we've like gone up in quality of thing, I've heard more of the harmony.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard it start sooner and sooner. And I'm not like looking for it. I'm like, oh, it's here now, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Space between
all about the spacing.
instruments.
That's like the main theme of the day. Like space just keeps coming up again, which is again what you want.
Space.
Which is what you want with good headphones. Great. So, what Eitan's noticed the most is the air and the instrument separation. Now we're going to take it up quite a few notches. These are the Focal Clear. These are a headphone made in France in a town called Saint-Étienne. Focal is normally a loudspeaker company. They make speakers that are anywhere from $450 to $229,000. Yeah, so yeah, they're called the Focal Grande Utopia, and they're about as tall as us, and they're just amazing. So anyway, these are your classic M-dome driver. If you could see a little bit, you could see that it's got a rounded diaphragm. It's made of magnesium and aluminum, and it's got a free-floating copper voice coil around it for maximum detail retrieval and fidelity.
That is just like my girlfriend's diaphragm.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful headphone. When you put them on, you're going to notice how comfortable they are. So Focal entered the headphone market. In 2016, they came out with the Focal Utopia and the Focal Alere. So the Focal Utopia is their flagship headphone. It is an amazing headphone. It retails for $4,000. But it's got a beryllium. So I show you that M-dome diaphragm in this, right? Yeah. So the diaphragm in the Utopia is made of beryllium, which is a more brittle metal, so like it just retrieves the details better. It is like the most just detailed and amazing sounding headphone there is. It's quite amazing. And then they also came out with the Alere. So the Alere retailed at around $1,000 at the time. Now you can find them for like $600. And so the difference between the Alere and the Utopia was that the Alere had the magnesium and aluminum M-dome, but they didn't have the copper voice coil. So when Focal produced a headphone that kind of goes in between those two categories, they came out with this bad boy. Retails for $1,500 normally. You can find it for less online now. And so they added that copper voice coil. What Focal also did, which is really cool, is that they included this carrying case with it. Boom! Nifty, huh?
Nice.
And 3 different kinds of cables. You got this 1/4-inch cable right here. Then you also have this cable with like the 3.5 millimeter jack, because these headphones are actually pretty easy to drive. You can plug them into your smartphone and you can get a pretty good sound out of it, which is a little harder to do with planar magnetic headphones or like high impedance dynamic headphones like the Sennheiser HD 800 that just don't even bother plugging those into your smartphone. You're barely going to get any volume. Another cool thing that Focal did is that they also included this balanced cable. So it's got a 4-pin XLR. I prefer not to use this simply because I find that it gives the headphones a little too much gain coming out of the Quest-style CMA 600i. And so what tends to happen is if I listen to songs that have like really heavy bass, I get a popping and little feedback, which is nothing alarming, but I just find that I don't get that with the 1/4-inch jack. So the cool thing is, yeah, you got a better sound with the copper voice ring, and you got 3 different kinds of cables and a carrying case. How thoughtful.
That's so nice of them.
And they're French.
What?
All right, so here's what's gonna happen. This is the Chord Mojo. Chord is an electronics company based out of England. They primarily make equipment for, they make a lot of digital to analog converters and amplifiers, solid state for the most part. They're not into that tube life, but so this is an entry-level product from Chord.
Do you use these headphones to watch like TV also, or?
Formula One racing, yes, because of the car's noises. All right.
Wow, interesting. But not like Real Housewives or Bachelor in Paradise.
No. Although one time I got really high and watched an episode of Rick and Morty with the Sennheisers, and that was intense.
That's fun.
That was intense. So anyway.
High on ketamine?
No, just weed. Just weed. Just good old-fashioned marijuana. So they have this, the Chord Mojo, which is short for Mobile Joy. Nice, right? Then they have the Chord Hugo 2, which retails for $2,700. It's about the palm of my hand. And then they have the flagship Chord Dave, which is a $10,000 digital to analog converter and headphone amplifier. And it can drive just about anything. And it is an amazing piece of equipment. Maybe one day they'll lend it to me and I could have one of my lucky guests listen to the Chord Dave. But for now, we're going to settle for the highly capable Mojo. The good thing about the Chord Mojo is that it uses its proprietary technology for its digital to analog converter chip. So this will use like an X-Core USB processor chip, you know, just kind of, Quest-style didn't make their chip. Chord makes their chips. So, and they're, they're English, and yeah, the English are about quality.
Hello, we love quality.
So Eitan is going to listen to the Focal Clear out of the Chord Mobile Joy, and is going to see what he thinks. So again, these retail at $1,500, 3 times as much as the Hi-Fi Man when I bought them originally. And some people, they're like, oh, we can see other people. You never know. But anyway, he's going to listen to it out of the Chord Mojo, then out of the Quest-style CMA 600i, and we'll see what his impressions are before finally moving on to the granddaddy, the Sennheiser HD 800. My favorite. Exactly. All right, Eitan. So.
You know what's one thing immediately? I can hear through it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's on purpose.
No, I know. That's an interesting thing. Like I feel like the other ones, like there's an effort in making it seem like you can't hear outside of it.
Oh.
This feels like there's just like a mesh on my head that I can hear through. Like I hear you perfectly. Like it's not muffled.
The Hi-Fi Man, I was muffled?
I don't think so.
Anyway, so.
Maybe my ears are dumb.
What song so you want to listen to the same songs before, or do you want to listen to Fat Lip?
Yeah, you know, I was never listening to Fat Lips. Let's go.
All right.
Fat Lip again. Okay, it's very good. It is. I do like the other headphones we did before with this thing.
Okay.
That is my takeaway. No, this sounds better. This with those headphones sound better than this with that.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Is my takeaway.
And so Eitan is now going to listen to the Focal Clear out of the Quest-style CMA 600i.
Yeah, that's the best one thus far, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear it. Yeah, you just hear everything clear. Like you hear every element of the song clear.
And that's why the headphones are called the Focal Clear.
There you go.
There you go.
Puts you focal in on the. Yeah, these are great.
Nice.
It really is. It really is like hearing something special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, and that's what I'm talking about. It's just like, I don't know. Like, because...
You just hear every element of the song. It's weird hearing these songs I've heard a million times and being like, oh. That's like, you just hear the composition
my
better.
favorite part. This is the best part about doing this pod, is that I get to invite good old people like Eitan over and then get them to I get to hear stuff like that. It's like they just hear the song that they've listened to for thousands of times for the first time. So, what we're gonna do now, the final headphone that Eitan will try out are I love this headphone so much. So these are the Sennheiser HD800. Looks like a spaceship, right? Look at these things.
Skyrockets in fly.
Afternoon delight. All right. So they have one of the largest drivers, 55 millimeter transducer. Actually, I'm going to amend that. But anyway, so this is how they look on the inside. Just really cool design. Big old copper voice coil, 300 ohm impedance. So again, if you get these, make sure that you get a proper amplifier because you cannot plug them in. Repeat, you cannot plug them into your smartphone. Because your smartphone alone won't be able to drive them directly. So this has a 56 millimeter driver, and it's one of the largest used in dynamic headphones. So that's what creates these headphones are renowned again for their detail retrieval soundstage. Not very big amongst the bass heads, simply because it's not really what they're used for. A lot of people like them for classical jazz. I love them for rock. I love them for multi-instrumental bands. Great for Pearl Jam. Tremendous, breathtaking soundstage. Also very good for listening to live music. These came out in 2009, retailed for about $1,500. They've since discontinued production of this model. Now they have the Sennheiser HD800S, which was modified in order to kind of smooth this peak that people complained about at 6 kilohertz. We're going to plug this in. 4-pin XLR jack, delivers maximum juice. Boom. All right.
Maximum juice.
Maximum juice.
Crank that shit to 11. What I like about these headphones is that it says R&L on the back, so you know.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, these are the best ones. Like, they're just so good. They're great.
Yeah.
You just, it really is, the biggest difference is hearing every individual instrument, is what I've learned today.
And so you find that this stands out most on this over the Focal Clear.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Would you say that there's any area in which the Focal Clear outshines this?
I don't know. You know what's interesting? I was hearing the drums more on this one.
Yeah.
The Focal Clear. But I feel like I also may have heard the harmonies more on the Focal Clear. But this was like livelier.
Yeah. There's less of a curtain. It's like there. Like it was just...
You know what? It felt more studio versus I was there with this.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these are beasts. I love it. Sennheiser HD800. You can still find them, you get them used. Newer ones are getting expensive because the audiophile community always prefers this. They prefer this over the newer model. They just kind of think it's
How much is that?
Pardon me?
How much is that?
These would, back in the day, retailed for $1,500. You could still find them for around that. Certain stores have them new. On Amazon, I saw new ones for $2,000. So that, because they're, like I said, they're discontinued now for the newer HD800S, which took care of the treble peak. But people
How much
still
is the
prefer...
HDS?
HD800S is $1,699. So yeah, not cheap. However, these I bought on eBay for around $9, and the seller. These normally come with the 4-pin, the 1/4-inch jack. Not these. However, the seller. These were automatically included. I didn't get the 4-inch jack, the 1/4-inch jack. Sorry, which I'm fine with because this has a 4-pin input anyway. But the good thing,
I got a 4-inch jack.
He's got a 4-inch jack. You're talking about.
I got a tiny penis.
Oh, he's talking about his penis. Okay, I was just making sure we were on the same innuendo
My
page.
teeny tiny peeny piney.
Right, the 4-inch. So the good thing about the HD800S, though, that buyers will like if you can afford it, is that it will come with a 1/4-inch plug and also a 4-pin XLR cable, which might explain the increase in price. But anyway, if you're going to buy these headphones, make sure you have an amplifier of some kind. You don't need something really major with the Focal Clear, or like a lot of Focal products because they're easier to drive, and so like something like the Cord Mojo and your smartphone will actually suffice, and it's a great way to travel around. So like when I go see my family like in Europe or wherever the heck they are, you know, I could just still get some good sound because I could bring this. The Focal clears. It's got a safe case, and so we're good to go. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I've been Alex Gardez, Eitan Levine. This has been Headphones and Chill. Tune in next time. My guest will be writer, comedian, singer Nikki McCallum. All right. Thank you guys again, and see you next week.
Bye-bye.